Welcome to Stage 5, the second and last overhead stage. A couple things I forgot to mention in the first one. If you hit the jump button in the overhead stage, your character will lie prone. You can like duck under bullets and some fireballs and lasers. The other thing is, if you play this game two-player, you have an option that you both share one screen and the characters themselves rotate. Whereas if the other option, I think is B, is what you choose on the start screen. That makes it a split screen, both of you rotate. If you're speedrunning it, that's the better option. This level is very tricky. There's a lot of conveyor belts and stuff that try to push you off the edge. It's very unforgiving. Those bridges are a trap. If you approach them from one side, they'll explode and kill you. If you approach them from the other, you can cross safely. I never remember which is which, so I always just, which side is correct that is, so I always just forego it and go for the more dangerous path. I got a little turned around here, but again, you want to destroy the 5 pods. You have to contend with these red ants that shoot fireballs at you. Before I talk about the enemies, though, these whirlpools will automatically rotate you. On hard difficulty, you need the fast rotate to counteract them and keep a steady rate. But as you can see, it's not particularly easy. And if you use regular rotation, it only slows things down, so you need the fast rotate. The green ants don't shoot at you, and then you've seen these red centipede things. In the stage 2, they just shot a spread gun at you. This guy forces me back a bit. If you destroy them here, they split up into 4 component ones that all shoot fireballs, so they're much more dangerous, and if you can run past them and not kill them, you're probably better off that way. I got a little lucky with an enemy despawning off screen here, so this is the last pod, and we're going to move on to the Stage 5 boss, which is a friggin' nightmare. This boss starts out fairly easy. He's got a little snake thing that follows you. You can kill it to get a power-up, and it shoots a tracking fireball. Your object, though, is to hit this eye. If you kill the snake, he'll just spawn another one. During the second phase of this fight, you can also spawn little flamethrowers out of those 4 holes in the corners there, the ones where the snake's coming out of. So you'll have to contend with that. Now this whirlpool starts rotating. It's a fast rotation, so you need to use your fast rotate to counteract it. And as you can see, I got really lucky here and was lined right up to hit him with the crush gun. And that's all she wrote for that boss, huh? I'm sorry I forgot to spin, but who says that boss is tough? Well, to tell you the truth, that a lot of people say that boss is really hard, and I made it look kind of easy, and I got a little lucky. So I'll tell you what, let's take another look at that boss for a second here. So let's say you don't know the fast rotate trick. What do? Well, obviously the first phase of the fight goes the same. You'll see a big problem, by the way, too, is you want to be away from that snake when the whirlpool starts going, because it's a very disorienting effect, and if you're near anything dangerous, it's pretty hard to dodge. I decided to try this at first without the crush gun, but it was taking too long, so I eventually switched back. There we go. Oh, I thought the rotation started. That was just me. So I think it starts about... Yep. See, that's what I'm talking about, too. So, if you don't know about the fast rotation, this is the best you can do, is kind of slow it down. And then you're kind of stuck taking pot shots at him and hoping you hit him. It's really hard. It's disorienting. It's extremely tough to dodge because you're not really in great control of how you're moving. See, you kind of need the fast rotate. It's, and then if you're having a lot of trouble, like I used to when I was a kid, when you die, you can just walk on top of him, stop the rotation, and lay into him. But anyway, this isn't going so well, so you can see, though, that's why this boss is considered so difficult. Now, another thing, by the way, is you might say, okay, but that's all fine and well and good, but let's be honest here, slowbeef. You got pretty lucky you were facing the right direction like that. So, okay, let's see that boss again, and this time I don't get so lucky. I don't really like this boss. I feel like the rotation gimmick is nice and all, but it gets a little cheap on hard just because of, if you don't know fast rotate, it's just insanely difficult. I even considered if I was going to have trouble maybe even using bombs, but we don't have to go there. Alright, so this time around, I'm not adjusted the right way. The idea is, though, if you let go of L very briefly, you'll stop the fast rotate, but when you hit it again, you can continue it. So the idea is if you do these brief taps, you can sort of adjust where you're facing. You can only really move back and forth, so dodging that flamethrower is tough, but if you can adjust yourself correctly, and notice your crush gun shoots in an arc because of the rotation, you can still get him the same way. This fight's kind of tough, so you want to get it over with as quickly as possible. In fact, the most dangerous thing is really that snake is really that snake thing, because it can drop a power up, and you might accidentally pick up a flamethrower when you want your crush gun. But I think that's that boss pretty much shown off, so that's stage 5. Now on to my favorite stage.